Hi, thank you for joining me in this video. My name is Cameron Beddy, NLP and Hypnosis trainer to practitioner and master practitioner level. Hopefully you've looked at the logical levels video and the outcomes video, or if not, you can go and look at those afterwards. Or maybe you've listened to some of the podcast episodes giving you further insights into the NLP and hypnosis certifications. Well, I just wanted to discuss with you one of the more powerful techniques that we lead up to, that we work on in the NLP practitioner, which is called a parts integration. And I've used this process with so many people, pretty much to a point where one individual I'd worked with had said to me, it was in a 90-minute session, they said, "How have you done so much for me in such a short amount of time? How have you created so much change for me when I've had years and years of therapy and I've felt so much better in one session, one 90-minute session with whatever you've done?" And what I'd worked on was a very long process with this individual, a parts integration. And so just to give you further insight into how powerful this process is, you've probably had times in your life where you're torn in different directions, where you didn't know whether to take one option or to take the other, where you were at that fork in the road. You didn't know whether to take this route or that route, or part of you wanted to leave your job, or part of you wanted or felt that you needed to stay, or part of you felt really strongly that it was time to get out of this relationship, but part of you just wasn't sure. So there's conflict, and you can probably relate to those areas that you've experienced in your life, or you can probably think of how people communicate this. It's so interesting that you notice it as a practitioner just from the language. People will say, well, part of me wants this, but I've got things going on, part of it, and you just know that's it. There's internal conflict going on. That's what's happening, and that can be very, very exhausting for the individual. It can be mentally, emotionally, physically draining the person to go in different directions because they're torn. They've got these parts that are technically operating with their own values, their own beliefs, they're operating with their own behaviors. And some people can say, I just do things happen. It's like something comes over me, it's not me, because part of them is exhibiting a behavior, or part of them is taking part in an activity. So you can see across the board, you get an idea of how this can really affect someone's life, whether it's in making a decision, or even if it's in exhibiting and producing a behavior that they don't want to be doing. And so the process involves identifying clearly the specific parts that are in conflict. And I've seen with a lot of trainings, I've seen with a lot of tutorials where the actual part is installed by the trainer or the practitioner because they're suggesting or mind reading that that's the part, but that's not the process. You have to really listen and to your client that you're working with, and you have to get the specific part. And once you've got the part, or once you've got both parts, we do a process where we communicate. So we're starting to communicate with the unconscious mind. We're starting to communicate specifically with that part to separate the behavior from the intention. So we want to get past the way that part is behaving to bring it up to the level of being part of a whole. And so many people that I've done this process with have said it's changed their life. It's brought them to a place where they feel inner peace, they're not in conflict, or they've then had the strength or the inner peace which has led them to work on and get the outcome that they want, or they've stopped doing the behavior because that part of them doesn't have that want or need, those drivers which are causing the individual to act, to feel in a particular way. So maybe you yourself have got parts that are in conflict, or you've got areas of your life where you think one thing and you do another, or you want one thing and then you're not certain about how to take action, or you go a different way. And so when you're on the practitioner training, everything that you're learning from understanding the nonverbal cues, the body language, the eye movement, the language that people use, understanding how to get people into state, how to work with negative emotions, doing some work around timelines, goal settings, outcomes, working with people to collapse anchors, working with people on their submodality changes. So many things that we do all lead to such a strong and powerful intervention a parts integration. So I just wanted to give you some further insight into how powerful these processes can be. And if you are interested in coming to train and certify as a practitioner or master practitioner in NLP and hypnosis, please look through all of the details. Please listen to the podcast, watch the videos, or even sign up with your email address for the free NLP 3-lesson module, which will be sent out to you. And if you've got any specific questions, please contact me. Please look at all the dates, the locations for the certifications, and I shall speak to you very soon. Thanks for watching.